Hi guys, I'm Jacob Marley here with,
Jarvis Jahner.
and we're here in the new Loman Walton studio. Jarvis, if you could just tell us where you're from and what you do here on campus.
I'm actually from Dickinson, North Dakota. I went to school here at DSU. I graduated here in 2004 and then left for a few years, worked professionally in the theater world on the East Coast, and then came back here and actually taught as an adjunct for a couple years, and then went to graduate school at the University of Oregon. And
Really?
Yep, I graduated from there in 2011 and started here shortly after that as a professor of theater.
I don't meet many people that have been to both coasts. I'm actually from the Pacific Northwest myself. That's actually really cool. So as I mentioned, it's a brand new studio. Can you tell us kind of how involved you were in putting this whole studio together?
My involvement has mainly been researching the equipment, and I've been to a couple other studios that are similar, and looking at what they do and what we really wanted ours to do and how we could use various equipment to do that. I also sourced all the equipment, and I didn't specifically order it, but I basically made a list of this is what we need, and then we ordered it, and then I've been responsible for putting it together and making it work.
Awesome. So mentioning that you sourced some of the equipment and whatnot and putting it all together, what were some of the things that you were most excited to get within the studio?
This TriCaster, actually. This is the top-of-the-line, brand-new TriCaster made by NewTek. And this is like a miniature broadcast, well, not miniature, it's a broadcasting device. They actually make a miniature version. This is the full-size version. But this essentially allows us to record. We can have literally hundreds of inputs if we wanted to. Right now I have 3 cameras hooked up to it, but we could have many more. We also have DDRs that we can bring in videos from outside. I can hook laptops into it if we wanted to do presentations. It runs on Skype, Microsoft Teams, FaceTime, Messenger, pretty much any of those online platforms we can stream to them. We can stream directly to Facebook with it.
That's incredible.
Any of those kind of things. And yeah, so it's an awesome system and very powerful.
It looks awesome. Just look at that's a lot of capabilities that you just mentioned. If it's cool with you, do you think we could get an interview or a tour of the whole studio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. We'll follow you.
Okay, well, this is the control room first. So we've got this video side, which you can look through the window maybe and see the green screen back there and the camera setup. And then we've got this is just a mixer that we've got the audio coming in from, and this computer controls that recording unit. And that's the TriCaster, which controls the whole thing. And then over here, we've got the audio side of things. Now you can look through there and see the audio studio. And then this is just a small mixer. And then this is a solid-state recorder. This records directly to an SD card or USB. And this mixer also has an SD recording slot in it, so we can record 2 things at the same time. And that way we have a backup, right?
Yeah.
So we'd always, and then obviously some speakers and things like that. And then in here, we can go look at the studio. We've got our 3 cameras set up here, our lighting area, our lighting grid above us. We've got LED lights, the green screen, table. Right now I've just got 3 cameras set up in here for a class that I was doing. We're doing some mock newscasting, broadcast stuff. And then I have a little control panel over here. This runs the lights. I also have this runs headsets. I have a headset hookup. So we have one headset in here, and then we have headsets at the camera so they can communicate back and forth through the booth.
That is awesome. A lot of investment within this, huh?
Yeah, it's really cool actually. I also have, and they're in another room, but it's just a storage room. It's nothing exciting. I purchased 4 cameras that are 4K Ultra HD, and they are being used right now by my video production class. We can check those out, and then once my class isn't using them, we can check those out to students. And I also got 4, they're like 4-track audio recorders. So if you wanted to take one, you can check those out, and I have microphones and all that stuff for it, and you could check out those and record your own podcast wherever you want in the world and bring it back.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So as well as being involved, obviously, within the studio, you're also super involved on campus and with the DSU arts and the theater and everything. You do the behind-the-scenes stuff, right?
Yes.
So what would you say is some of the most technically difficult stuff that you've had to put together? And then what was the one that you had the most fun doing?
Well, I would say that that's the same thing. Usually the most technically difficult ones are the ones that are the most fun. They're the most challenging. I've done everything from having, and this wasn't at DSU, but I had, well, I guess I did do this at, I had a helicopter had to land backstage one time and drop something off, and I had to have last year or the year before, I had to have an elevator door that opened and closed and then rained inside of it. Real water.
Wow.
So we had several water features on the set for that one. Water's always a challenge because it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And it can cause a flood. One of the things that I did that was water related was back in graduate school. We did a show called Metamorphosis, which happens in a swimming pool, and we built basically a pool on our stage that had a 4-foot deep trench in it. So so the pool was only 2 inches deep, so it looked like they were walking on the water, but then they could disappear into that trench. And
that's pretty rad.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That's awesome. And then, so obviously as a professional in yourself, like within media and theater and everything, why would you say it's so important for students to come in and create content like podcast or just digital content like movies, TV shows and whatnot?
Well, I mean, we're in the digital age now, right? Yeah. And it's I think it's going to be a necessary part of everybody's job going forward to be able to work with audio video equipment. I mean, you think about how much we have come just in the last couple of years with streaming technology, right?
Yep.
I think it's going to be something that everybody is going to have to do, probably even in their own households. In the future. So it's really important technology, and it's something that a lot of people really don't understand. Even in like some of the video production, the class that I'm teaching right now, I keep thinking that they know things that they don't. You know, how to easily put things into a camera and get the stuff out of the camera. It's like it's really interesting, and I think it's something that is really important. Yeah.
Awesome. And then the final question that we always ask our interviewees: what does DSU mean to you?
Well, DSU means a lot to me. I'm an alum. You know, I went here, and I have a lot of friends that are still my friends from here. And you know, it seems like we're this small little campus in the middle of nowhere. But I tell this story to a lot of my students. We as a theater class take a study tour every year. We go to this regional theater festival, and every year I go there, I have my students register for technical interviews so they could get jobs at theaters all over the country, and they also do auditions and things like that. But these two guys that were DSU alums, they're now technicians at the New Mexico or Santa Fe Opera House.
Wow.
Right, and every time they see me, they're like, "Oh, hey, you're the guy from DSU. Do you still have that Little Shop of Horrors sign hanging in your shop?" Right, and we do. We have this big styrofoam sign that they had when they were here in the early '80s, when they did their production of Little Shop of Horrors, and it's hanging in our shop still to this day. So we might think that we're just this small town and this small town college, even in the theater program, but there are theater professionals that graduated from here, and I make connections with them all the time across the country. So it's really cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Jarvis. I really appreciate showing us this amazing studio, and hopefully students can get up here and get some good content in. No funny business. But anyway, thank you. I'm Jacob Marley here at Loma Walden, signing off.
All right, thanks guys. Here with me today I have Brendan Johnson. I'm your host, Dallas Mitchell. Two-time All-American, member of the DSU cheer team. But besides all of that, what do you do here at DSU?
So I'm currently a 4th year here at DSU, and on top of cheer, I'm also a TRHLP scholar.
Nice. So you guys just got back from nationals not that long ago, where you placed 4th overall, which is extremely huge for DSU. Can you kind of give us a little bit of an insight of what you guys did at nationals?
So we went to nationals in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Our second year there. We are a 3-year program, so being there 2 years in a row is kind of a big deal. We just went in and we knew we could hit this routine to the best of our ability, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun. We were kind of following you guys on Instagram of stuff, so congratulations again for placing 4th. You said that cheer has only been a program here for 3 years, and you've been a 2-time All-American, which is extremely huge. What does that accomplishment kind of look like, and how does that impact you?
It's definitely a big honor to be able to say I came into the I came to DSU with no experience in cheer. My first year we were only a sideline team, and then we started our comp team. So we've, like you said, 3 years now. I think it really says a lot about the team that I have around me and the coaches that have brought me up to that level of all-American, considering I came in with zero experience.
How have you seen the DSU cheer team kind of grow over the last 3 years?
It's obviously night and day. From a sideline team, obviously you got to make another leap to go from a sideline team, and then obviously our first year competing, we missed out on nationals just by a little bit, and then to be able to come into nationals and regionals and be able to take top 4 both years, I think this program has grown tremendously, and it's just going to keep going up from here.
I can kind of tell, just talking to you right now, that the DSU cheer team means a lot to you. What does it mean to you in the aspect of how it has helped you grow here at DSU?
It's helped me grow in a lot of different ways. I mean, as an athlete, obviously, I've grown tremendously. Leadership-wise, I've been given a leadership role on the team, so that's helped me grow as a leader, and it really just helped me step out of my comfort zone here in college, meeting a bunch of new people, getting involved on campus, and going to other sporting events and cheering on other teams as well.
Being that you graduate here soon, what do you want the cheer team to remember you as?
The cheer team to remember me as? I hope I just have a big impact on the guys in the sport. I mean, you can come into the sport and sometimes it's not looked at as the same as some other athletics are, especially being a guy on predominantly an all-girl team. So I just hope I can show that, guys can obviously participate in the sport and do great things in the sport.
So our final question for you, one that we ask everyone, one of my favorite questions that we do get to ask: what does DSU mean to you?
DSU, so I originally graduated from here at Dickinson High School, and then I came here, so really it just means home and family. I love the campus, I love the community that's around us, and I'll always remember and be grateful for the Blue Hawks. So,
thank you for joining us here today. You've been a lot for the program, you've been a lot for the school, so we're excited to see where you go after this. Back to you guys.
Let's get right into the recap. So softball, they just had their big opening sports complex, had a huge grand opening at the Sanford Sports Complex, Brevera Bank Field. For more information on that kind of opening day, make sure you check out the DSU Blue Hawks site along with I just said that. So we're all good there. Coming up here in the next couple days, they're going to head to presentation, Aberdeen, South Dakota, kind of give the Saints their send-off. So wish them all the best on their way to Aberdeen. Baseball, they headed to Bellevue, Nebraska to face off against the Bruins in 2 days of doubleheaders. Also, they've got games coming up against Mayville. Then track is going to be headed to Chadron, Nebraska, along with Rapid City, South Dakota. Rodeo just got back from the Jackrabbit Open in Brookings, South Dakota. You can also see the results on the DSU Rodeo Facebook page. We'll next be headed to Ames, Iowa, later in the month. DSU Concert Band, they're going to be having their spring concert. That is May 2nd. That is a week before graduation. So you got people excited about graduation. You got people excited about the concert. We got a lot of things happening over at DSU. For more information, check out our social media pages at DSU Foundation for Instagram and at DSU Heritage on our Twitter. Thank you to Ron. Thank you to Trace. Fans, sponsors, DSU, shows impossible. And until next week, Hawks are up.